Welcome everyone, time to cruise in luxury and style now and cruise further as we seek out seriously sought after destinations with Princess.
Yes, and the theme of this show is East to West with journeys through Australia and New Zealand and Southeast Asia for 2027 and enjoying the magical fall in Canada and New England.
Absolutely, they're all stunning adventures and they're the ones that you ask us about all of the time. So let's start our East to West travels.
Yes.
I've been practicing that for ages. To the camera it's different. So let's start our travels in Asia over 20 fabulous nights for February in 2027, and we'll fly you first over to stunning Singapore to enjoy 2 nights in this magical city. Oh my word, love it when we go to Singapore.
Yes, and you can start your morning on a lovely Singapore day with traditional kopi coffee in a local cafe, perhaps before heading on a guided tour through Chinatown, Little India, the Kampong Glam as well. And these are really the cultural hearts of Singapore. And don't forget to head to Gardens by the Bay, where they have over 50 unique species of plants. Incredible. Then it's time to cruise on the Sapphire Princess. And we're going to be on board for 14 nights, you'll be pleased to hear. 2 full weeks on board beautiful Sapphire. And what a time you will have. Classic cruising at its absolute finest. Princess are award-winning in so many ways, whether it comes to their incredible shows or delicious cuisine, and they're constantly winning accolades for everything from pizza through to the fine dining restaurants. So over 20 bars and restaurants to explore, and whether you're just grabbing a cocktail pre-dinner and just watching the world float by outside, or maybe a little after-dinner treat, there'll be somewhere different for you to feel like you really are in a completely different restaurant every night or bar every night, because you really are, and yet you're on one cruise ship. That's the incredible thing. And when you think about it, you could be in a different bar every single night of your cruise with 20 of them. I love that. And it means you never get bored. In fact, you can, of course, enjoy everything that's already packed in to your value cruise fare, which is your main dining room for breakfast, lunch and dinner, should you want to, and your incredibly varied buffet, your international cafe, which is open 24 hours a day. So if you want to get a late night slice of pizza or very early morning breakfast, of course, it's always open for you. Talking of breakfast, you can just lounge in your stateroom and enjoy room service, which is wonderful. Imagine sitting out there on the balcony with a nice glass of orange juice, a delicious omelette, just watching again the world float by. It's part of the cruising experience, and it means that you are absolutely pampered 24/7 when you're on Princess. The entertainment does not stop with the Explorers Lounge, Crooners, the main theatre, Skywalker's nightclub. You know, whatever you're in the mood for, you're going to find something happening around the ship. It's always happening, but just in a very classy way on Princess. So we are cruising out of Singapore, and a day at sea will see us into our first port of Nha Trang in Vietnam, where you have gorgeous turquoise waters and golden beaches, but temples by the sea to explore as well. Drift down the Kai River and meet the locals on Princess Cham Tower River Cruise and Rural Village Excursion. That would be a fun one to do. Next up, we're into Kai Lan, and its beautiful emerald waters of Halong Bay. You've got an overnight on board, and the reason we stay longer here is so you get that full exploration of Halong Bay by day and night. You must book a cruise here for sure. The scenic junk cruise is absolutely incredible. It's unforgettable views, tranquil bays, bright lights. Then we're into Hong Kong, bursting with energy, markets, skyscrapers, that glittering harbour view, which is iconic as well. You can ride the Peak Tram for panoramic magic on the highlights of Hong Kong and Victoria Peak tour. And again, book these on board. Then it's Taipei, which is again awash with incredible temples, tea and neon charm as well. It's that lovely contrast of old meets new in Taipei. And you might want to head out on an excursion to the hot springs, which would be really interesting. Then it's Ishigaki Island. Crystal clear waters, coral reefs, endless blue skies await you here. Pure paradise, in fact. Perhaps you want to take the best of Ishigaki tour, where you can take a glass bottom boat adventure to see sweeping island views. Nagasaki's next, and this is where you'll learn a real story of peace and renewal. Charming streets and lovely gardens, and you will see, of course, lots of shopping opportunities too. You know, Japan is known for it. Then we're into the port for Tokyo, where you'll disembark. You've got 2 nights in a hotel in fabulous Tokyo, where ancient meets neon dreams, because you have the bright lights of Shibuya Crossing and all of those famous street signs, but you have the very tranquil, relaxing peace gardens, the bonsai, you know, trees as well to explore, and being as well that we're in sort of, you know, it doesn't matter what season you're in Japan, there's always going to be lovely things to see in the gardens. So head on out and explore the incredible city and everything it has to offer. What an adventure this is, exploring some real highlights of the East, of course taking in Vietnam, Hong Kong, Japan, and then we're back in and we have a lovely, you know, little mini break to finish up in Tokyo as well. Wonderful.
Yeah, superb, isn't it? Plenty of time for exploring. I always think travel, they say travel broadens the mind, and also just discovering new things, isn't it? Sometimes it's just about discovering somewhere new, somewhere exotic. And actually, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, you think, oh, actually, I wouldn't have been brave enough to do that. But now, you know, life is very much about grabbing the opportunities, isn't it? And about saying, okay, well, why not? Why not? There's no reason why not, because a holiday like this takes care of everything for me. Sure, I've got a little bit of admin work to do and all of that kind of stuff, but essentially the booking of this, the arranging of this is so simple. That's why we're here. We make it so easy. It's for February of 2027, so it's far enough away that you can do plenty of research if you want to in advance. What do you want to see when you're in Singapore? What do you want to see when you go to Hong Kong? What do you want to go and do when you're in Tokyo as well? You could plan those things out. It's a 20-night holiday, so it's not like a flash-in-the-pan holiday, you know, whiz there, quick look round and then come back. It's long enough for you to really, truly enjoy. You go into the big cities as well and have time to explore them and dive into the culture as well. Try the food, see the restaurants, do the big attractions as well. And then you've got this wonderful 2 weeks of cruising. And remember, as soon as you step on, unpack once, enjoy the whole experience, enjoy all of the destinations, but then come back to everything being taken care of again, while your cruise ship then takes you on to the next destination. It's amazing. And loads of people want to see Japan, Vietnam, Hong Kong, places like that. And this does it all in one. With the flights, with the cruise, with the stays, it's all sorted at an amazing price, which you think would be about 6 or 7 grand each, wouldn't you? But look. And this is the magic of what we do here at Cruise1st, getting all of those elements together so that you don't have to, and making a wonderful package. Now listen, you could tailor this package further if you wanted to, that's no problem whatsoever, but you can actually get this in place and know that it's happening right now. As you can see, you've got date ranges there as well, so you can take this holiday at other times. So if you want prices for other dates, just call the team. But I mean, have you got anything in your diary for February in 2027? Have you got a diary for 2027? Probably not. So grab your deposit today of just £199 each and make the dream happen today. Here's all the details you need. It's a wonderful itinerary. All of this is brilliant. Amazing highlights like the overnight in Kailan in Halong Bay, which is wonderful. Going to Hong Kong, coming back from your holiday and saying you've been to Hong Kong, and that 2 weeks of cruising with Princess, which you will just love. Remember, we've taken care of all of those arrangements for you. So the 2-week cruise and the 2 amazing city stays in Singapore before you cruise, and then in Tokyo afterwards. And it's just brilliant. The whole thing is just knitted together so beautifully. All you need to do is to call us on 0800 953 4700. And we'll do the rest for you. And of course, if you've got any questions, I mean, that's the great thing about using someone like Cruise1st, is that you've got any questions whatsoever. And you might think, well, that's a really silly question, but it's stopping me from going. I need to ask someone that question. Sure, you can ask the internet and whatever, but why not ask the team who are actually booking your holiday for you? And remember, there's no extra booking fee for doing that, which is really good. So you can use our knowledge, because we're sending hundreds of thousands of people away on holiday every single year. So we'll know the answers to those questions. And then you can say, I can book that now. I'm safe in the knowledge. I know exactly everything that I need to know. It's one of the many reasons so many people in the UK, thousands of people every single month, trust us here at Cruise1st.
With 25 years of travel expertise, when booking with Cruise1st, you can be sure that you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We work with all the major cruise lines to bring you the most comprehensive selection of exclusive deals you won't find anywhere else. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of APTA and ATOL Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is always safe with us. We've been here on your TV screens for over a decade, making us the longest-running cruise channel in the UK. We make it easy to budget for your dream holiday. With many of our deals, just pay a deposit today and you then have until your due date to pay the balance. Plus, we're one of the highest-rated cruise agents on Trustpilot, with over 7,000 independent reviews. This all means that you can be fully confident when booking your next exciting adventure with Cruise1st.
Yes, it's all part of the service here at Cruise1st, and we absolutely love talking to you about cruise. It's just brilliant. It's such the way to go on holiday. You get so much more of a holiday experience than when you go in alone.
Yeah.
And the stresses that come with that. Honestly, it's just so relatively stress-free, isn't it?
Yeah, being on a cruise, everything's taken care of for you and the destinations come to you.
Such a treat.
Talking of which, we have another fabulous offer.
Yeah.
It's time to witness one of the most requested destinations in October. It's Canada and New England in the fall. Oh, our next cruise opens up the magic for a 10-night getaway, and our first treat for this is flying over to New York first to enjoy a city stay for 2 nights. Everyone has a bucket list of things to do in this amazing city, and I'm sure you do as well.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's your first or your 5th or your 10th visit to New York, the city that never sleeps, you've got to pack in all the adventure, walking over the Brooklyn Bridge, enjoying brunch in one of the famous diners, heading to the Guggenheim, Central Park, and of course Times Square, without a shadow of a doubt. And then there's Radio City Music Hall to see some wonderful shows on Broadway as well. But it's time to cruise on board the Majestic Princess for 7 nights out of New York, which is one of the most fabulous sailorways on earth. You sail underneath the Brooklyn Bridge and past the Statue of Liberty, and you're going to be taking so many pictures of your sail out. Now, the Majestic is a beautiful ship. She's royal class as well, which is just a lovely size of princess ship. I'd say more of the mid to higher range ratio of passengers. And you know what? It's just full of incredible dining and drinking and lots of entertainment to be had as well in the true princess style. Now, the princess love to make it as easy and convenient as possible for you when you're on a cruise. So have a little medallion when you check in that you will receive. It's a little coin, and as opposed to the card that you'll normally get to open your stateroom, this opens your stateroom. It enables you to check in with screens around the ship, which are interactive as well. You can even order a drink using your medallion, and it's much easier to handle and not lose than a stateroom card. I just think it's such a smart idea. And you know what? They've even created jewelry that you can wear it in. It's very cool. You head to the gift shop, you can buy a bracelet or a necklace. Talking of shopping, there's some wonderful boutiques on board Princess. Everything from fine jewelry to, you know, timepieces and souvenirs and luxury brands. Of course, you'll be shopping tax and duty-free prices as well, which is wonderful. So, you know, head to the boutiques for sure. They do have different promotions depending on the day, and actually when the ship is docked, sometimes this is when you can get the best promotions up in the spa or in the gift shops. So yeah, make sure you check those out too, and they'll let you know in your daily program. This is your comprehensive guide of what is going on from dawn till dusk. Now, it even has information on where to collect your daily quiz and Sudoku, but the cocktail of the day will be listed on there as well. They always do something thematic depending on the destination that you are visiting. This might be the autumn leaf breeze or something like that. I'm just imagining. I just made that up. They just need to take me on board as part of the
Sounds
team,
good.
don't they? Yeah, exactly. But they also are very, hot on it with the wine pairings for being in the destinations that you are going to be heading into as well. There's lots of lovely wineries in those destinations, which I'm sure if you want to book up for some excursions, you'll get to explore in port. But let's see where we're off to. Sailing out of fabulous New York, and we're going to be heading off on an adventure to Newport, first of all, in fabulous Rhode Island, where you can discover a world of coastal beauty and timeless elegance. Perhaps you want to take an excursion to the grand Newport mansions and take a glimpse at America's Gilded Age. Then we are off to fabulous Boston. Now, Boston is a magical city full of amazing wonders, and you know, it's going to be somewhere where you can take explore the Freedom Trail, maybe Harvard Square, Quincy Marketplace, which has a lot of local charm. Then St. John's, Canada awaits, and the Bay of Fundy. Now, it's so pretty, the rugged coast in particular, but you definitely want to visit the Reversing Rapids, which are a true marvel of nature, the Reversing Falls. So book an excursion there if you can. It's Halifax next in Canada. Now, this is really magical because it's history meeting breathtaking scenery on the Canadian coast. And you might want to head to Peggy's Cove Lighthouse on excursion, which is one of Canada's most photographed landmarks. A day at sea will see us back into New York, where we'll disembark, and then you're going to fly back to the UK.
Yeah, absolutely love this, honestly, and having never been to New York, if you were choosing this as someone who'd never been to New York before, an excellent first taste, but you could easily make that 2-night stay even longer. You know, if you wanted to have a whole week in New York before you take the cruise, not a problem. We can always be flexible. We put a package together with a certain number of nights and then the nights on the cruise, just so that we can put a price on the screen, because otherwise I'd have to put 15 prices on the screen. But if you ever want to tailor and play around with those, as for me, having never been to New York, I'd love to do Canada and New England, but I've never been to New York. So I think 2 nights for me, I'd want a little bit longer. That's fine. That's not a problem. But these itineraries are some of the most popular cruises in October that there are, and there are only 1 or 2 of them as well, because it's all dates. You know, it's a bit like autumn here. There's that sweet spot of enjoying the leaves as they're changing, or they've changed colour before they're dropping, while they're still there, all the golds and the reds. You know, this is a great time to go and see this part of the world, and having a New York stay as part of it is just, I think, phenomenal. It's the icing on the cake, really. And then that whole week of enjoying all the new places in Canada and New England as well. And you get to go to Boston for the day as well, which is wonderful, and you get to do it all on the Majestic Princess. You're going to have to drag yourself off there as well, because there's so much to do on the ship. It's a treat in itself. Okay, I've just seen the price tag that you're about to see, and your eyes are about to open as wide as mine just opened. Have a little look at this. This is the flights, the New York stay and the cruise at $1,699 per person. Now, when it comes to even going to New York, you start looking at the prices, you start looking at flight prices and whatever, and you soon run off, right? That's maybe why you've never been to New York before, because you start looking at the flight prices and thinking, okay, well, I'll stick with a week in Cornwall then. But this is brilliant. That's a great price, and you should grab this opportunity right now. It's something that you can grab today, literally right now, with a low deposit of just £199 per person as well, just so that you know that it's happening. It's like a line in the sand. It's like that light at the end of the tunnel. I'm finally going to New York, and we're doing Canada and New England in the fall as well, because October has always been a great time to get away from here. Go and see those wonderful maples, the countryside, and all those fascinating places that you'll go over this 7-night cruise with Princess. And it includes that break in New York, which for me, I'd be so excited. And imagine that flight when you're going out to New York, how excited you will be. And that's just the start of the holiday is New York. There's still more to come. It's amazing. Here's what's included for you. It is so good. And as I say, if you want to extend that stay in New York, you know what, maybe when you get back, because you're cruising back into New York as well, maybe there's something else that you want to do. Maybe somewhere else that you want to be. In the States, for instance, there's another city that's not a million miles away from New York that you want to go and see as part of this holiday as well. Well, you know, add it into your package, then we can protect the whole thing for you. And literally, we just take all of the hassle off of you, and there's no extra booking fee for doing that. It's amazing, really. And you can call us free. It's 7 days a week. Remember, we are open. 0800 953 4700. I always think whenever you're going to somewhere for the first place, for the first time, it's always good to get someone else to do all of the legwork. I mean,
yes.
You're so experienced in travel. I would trust you to do all of my travel booking, but I wouldn't trust myself to do that because I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about us is we are like your own personal travel concierges, because we get you from A to B without any worry, any stress. pre-cruise stays, post-cruise stays. You know, this is all thoughtfully taken care of. And all you need to do is put down that deposit and, you know, get ready to have the most incredible adventure of your life.
Yeah, and it really is as simple as it sounds.
Yes.
So, with that in mind, our final treat in this East to West special, hope I got that the right way round, takes us to incredible New Zealand for a 2-week tour of the islands in January of 2027. And your 19 nights start, excitingly, by flying to Australia first, landing in Sydney for a 2-night city stay to enjoy the many wonders here. And it's not just about the beaches. Sydney itself has so many cultural icons, Jo, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, Circular Quay. You definitely want to head to all those world famous landmarks. Enjoy a lovely waterfront lunch at the Rocks, which has got lovely cobblestone lanes and cafes and boutiques. Oh, there's just so much. Take a nice cruise at the harbour as well. Then it's time to cruise for 14 nights on board the beautiful and iconic Royal Princess. And this is just going to be magical. And I tell you what, so much incredible you know, princess lively entertainment to enjoy when you're on board. And every night they have something different happening in the theatre. You'll have your main featured cast, award-winning shows on Princess as well, performing shows for you, but they do fly on guest experts, and you know, a lot of the time internationally recognised names might pop up on the Princess stages. This is the great thing about it. And there'll also be lots of things happening during the day. When you're at sea, in fact, they have a full packed schedule in the theatre. They'll have bingo, then they'll have, you know, presentations on shore excursions. They might have a guest lecture, then they'll have a movie in there. So it is non-stop around the clock, and you will have a jam-packed activity schedule. You know, whether you're wanting to do a behind-the-scenes tour, because actually, you've got excursions offered on board the ship too. Behind the scenes tour, you'll have the Q&A session with the captain. You've got wine tasting, beer tasting, cocktail mixing. These are classes you can sign up for when you're at sea too, which is wonderful. So just have a little look at your entertainment planner to see what you fancy doing. And of course, when you're in port, they work all of these activities around your port schedule so you don't miss out on anything. Although there's things offered on board the ship should you decide to not get off the ship in a certain port of call. And by the way, it's a lot quieter during the day if you stay on board, just to enjoy the serenity of that. Talking of serenity, there's the adults only top deck retreat, the Sanctuary. This is amazing because it is so peaceful. You just feel really zen when you're up there, and you can as well book a pass to the Enclave at Lotus Spa, which will enable you to use the you know, the lesotherapy beds, the sauna, the steam room. It's a wonderful thing to do after an excursion, actually. If you've been on an excursion, or maybe 2 or 3 excursions in a day, which is possible depending on the length of time in port, you might want to kick back and relax in the Enclave. Maybe just sit in your robe in your stateroom, order some room service and watch a movie, because that's part of the cruising experience too. It's not just about getting out there and, you know, doing everything the ship has to offer. Some days you just don't feel like it. That's completely fair enough. But if you are someone that likes to get up there and be part of the entertainment, well, let me tell you, there are plenty of opportunities for that to happen, being part of game shows. So you might be invited on stage during a live performance. There are lots of interactive game shows like the Quest, which is like an adult scavenger hunt, the Mr. and Mrs. game show. I'll just leave that to your imagination, but they're tons of fun. The Sea Walk, I mean, this boasts, you know, drops of 200 metres down to the sea, and you can see it. We're cruising out of Sydney, and a few days at sea is going to see it into the Bay of Islands in New Zealand, which is a place of wonder and natural beauty. And you can join an excursion which takes you to the famous Hole in the Rock, where you can watch for playful dolphins. That would be magical, wouldn't it? From here, we sail towards Auckland, the city of sails, and it's a city that is framed by harbours and volcanic peaks. You might want to take an excursion taking you up to the Sky Tower for wonderful views, and then unwind along the lively Viaduct Harbour afterwards. Next up, we're into Tauranga with its beautiful Bay of Plenty, and you know, this is a gateway to geothermal wonders. It's very rich in Maori culture as well. One of the excursions you have to do is the Rotorua's bubbling geysers here to experience. Then it's Pisong, nestled among the Marlborough Sounds. sparkling bays and rolling vineyards too, alongside some wonderful whale watching. And I would recommend heading to the Sauvignon Blanc country on excursion if you're a wine lover. We're into the city of Christchurch next, and this is the Garden City, known for its English charm and innovation as well. Now, perhaps an excursion to the Botanic Gardens and Avon River awaits you here, which is wonderful. Then it's Dunedin, and Dunedin is steeped in Scottish heritage and coastal majesty. We'd never think about this in New Zealand, but there is a connection there, and you might want to take an excursion to go and spot the rare albatross and penguins amid the dramatic cliffs. It's all about nature, and you might spot some in the Fiordland National Park as well, where you'll tower through fjords, cascading waterfalls, mist-covered peaks. And wow, this is just going to be unforgettable as you visit doubtful, misty fjords right there in Fiordland National Park. In a couple of days at sea will see us back into Sydney, where you'll disembark after this marvellous adventure.
I just love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, there's so much to discover in New Zealand, and the fact that you are doing this in and out of Sydney and Australia is just a massive bonus. Actually, again, if Australia has always been on your bucket list and you want to see more of it, this is an excellent way of doing it. And all what we could do for this package as well, quite easily, is fly you to somewhere else in Australia before you go to Sydney as well. So if there's somewhere else in Australia you always kind of longed to see, we can make that part of your holiday as well. But as it is, 2 weeks of fabulous Princess New Zealand cruising and the 2-night stay in Sydney for you. It's for the start of 2027, so you've got plenty of time to lock in our great price today and to look forward to it as well. And check this out for a price tag, because again, this you would expect, wouldn't you, for everything we've just told you and for everything you're getting on board, you would think, okay, well, it's got to be minimum £5,500–6,000 per person. It's got to be, hasn't it? You know, it's Australia, for heaven's sake, in the first place, and then 2 weeks of cruising around New Zealand as well. How on earth do you get to do all of that? Well, that's the value of the overall cruise world today. It is amazing. And if you think about it, the value that you've got here compared to so many other destinations that you can be going to in the world is just amazing, because this is one of the furthest you can go to, isn't it? And this includes your return flights down to Sydney in Australia, 2-night hotel stay there, and then that 2 weeks of full board cruise on the Royal Princess, exploring New Zealand, including the amazing Fiordland National Park. And you are going to love life on board. Joe gave us a really good picture of life on board. So many activities, events, things that are going on all of the time. So much fabulous dining, excellent service, and you can take the whole thing at your pace. Here's everything that's included and your upgrade opportunities as well. It's so true. When you're on board, you can either via the Princess app or via the paper version that they still give you as well, see the whole daily programme, decide what you want to get involved with, but don't feel a pressure to have to do all of those things. You might not go to all of the restaurants, you might not go to all of the shows, but don't worry about that. As long as you've had a good time, and as long as you've seen some amazing new places, you know, the ship will always be there, so you can go on another cruise. You know, and that's the great thing, because you go on a cruise for the places that you're going to, but you also go on a cruise for the level of service and the variety on board as well. It's just brilliant. The whole thing is just knitted together so beautifully. All you need to do is to call us on 0800 953 4700. And of course, if you've got any questions, I mean, that's the great thing about using someone like Cruise1st. But you know what? It's not something you only ever do once. And you'll find this if you've never cruised before. Once you've taken your first cruise, you're like, there's so much more to this holiday than just the regular holidays that we take, which can be very hard work. You have to do all of the legwork. And with a cruise, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realise life could be this easy. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, it really is. And everything's just there for you.
Yeah, it is.
You walk up and all this gorgeous award-winning food is just laid out for you.
Yeah.
Fresh salads, delicious sandwiches made to order, like at the buffet, anytime you want to go there. And, you know, it's awaiting you to have the best adventure of your life.
Absolutely.
So get booking.
It's the way life should be. So let's make it happen, people. We're here for a good time, not a long time. See you later.
See you soon.